Oh, good morning. Or good evening, depending on wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. My co-host, Mrs. Two Star Wars Nerds, would be here. The evidence of her being here is here. But we're trying out something. We tried streaming late, tried recording late. We're now trying out early in the morning. It is 6 a.m. for us. And we had stuff planned, and our youngling, the little one, has some gas. Some serious gas. And so she is pulling mom duty, and so I got this empty pilot chair right here next to me. But, you know, if he gets his stuff out, then we will see her back, and it'll be great. Man, we had this scheduled, and I had to reschedule it, but Charlie, as always, had come through and shown chat, and Mr. Magneto Alex himself. I've been up since 3, dude. I see you just said mom duty, taking care of duty, huh? Yeah. At first, I read, for some reason, the way I read it and interpreted it, that was that you've been up since 3, because your mom was playing Call of Duty. It's like, dang, okay. Yeah, crazy. But we're gonna look at a few things today, and I'm gonna change the order up. But I want to show you what we're gonna go over, and then I'm gonna flip things, because I was gonna go oldest to newest. But I think instead I'm going to go newest to oldest. I think that's the way I'm going to do it, at least until the missus comes back. So let me show you some of these things that we're going to look at today. So the first thing right here. Basically, what we're going to do is a few different things with these streams. This is Nerdy Cantina. Maybe I should even say that. Historically, we've had other people on, and we will. But we want to get back into a flow of things. So for now, we're just going to do the missus and I. We're going to figure out all that fun stuff and pull people in. But I have been a little obsessed with 2 specific categories of things. One has been kind of like obscure UK, like kind of weekly comics that came out, and another is just, I suppose you could say, it's also from some from the EU, some not, or some from the, well, I guess EU, but some from the UK, some not. Just just different EU resources, and so you're just gonna kind of getting a deep dive into some of that obscure stuff. So the first thing is this. This is Star Wars Weekly from the UK, and there was like it was Star Wars Weekly, and then in 1983 they switched it to Return of the Jedi. The UK weeklies are great. Yeah, dude, they're super cool. And the missus is here, mom duty. So these are super cool. Essentially, I think the UK ones, if I understand it correctly, these are essentially, they're like pulling from things that pre-exist to mine. I mean, I don't know. We're going to learn together, and maybe some people will educate me, but I don't think there's anything exclusively new in all of these, but I'm not sure, but they're super cool. We can look at some comics together, look at some cool things. Rebellion era and Clone Wars are the busiest. Luke, Leia, Han, Anakin, Obi-Wan had no time to go to the bathroom with all the adventures they went on. Oh yeah, dude, it's wild. And then the other thing, I love these. Star Wars Gamer.
I really like that cover.
Yes.
Super cool.
Yes, I love it too. Star Wars Gamer magazine. I remember having one of these physically. But that was it. It was because it was just this weird thing. Like, there was a thing called like FYE warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'd go get your music, your games.
I know all about that place.
Your movies. And
You would just go blow your entire check.
I
Back in our
would.
movie theater days.
I would. When we worked at a movie theater, I would just waste all my money there. And essentially,
You did buy me a nice diamond necklace once, though, so you sacrificed.
I did. I grew up. Yeah, I
I
bought
still have.
you a nice one. But there was Blockbuster, and across the street there was Hollywood Video, and literally catty corner to Hollywood Video and Game Crazy was FYE Warehouse. It's now an urgent care, which is super sad. But
Well, I'm just sad that we never get to take our sons to pick out a movie.
no, we will, because one day
We'll go to Bend.
there is a Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon. We live in Oregon, and in Bend, Oregon, there is a Blockbuster. But no, I am going to utilize some space that we have either soon or eventually and recreate our own little video store
With snacks?
with snacks.
Okay.
I might hire a friend to be an employee on our movie nights.
Where
I
is
don't
all
know.
this money coming from?
It's just going to be our collection there.
Okay.
That's basically it. It's going to be, it's going to be like that. But anyway, we're going to look at Star Wars Gamer. There's a bunch of stuff in here, but it would cover like video games and stuff, but it would cover RPG stuff.
So you got this from FYE is what you're saying? Is that why we're talking about FYE?
Yeah, that's that long tangent. And then let me show you this. There's two things over here that we want to look at. And I think I know the order in which I'm going to do. I think we're going to start with the one I'm most excited about. I'm excited about all of it. Well, wrong one. Let me switch. I turned our camera off. There we go. It's early for me. Okay. So then we're going to go also back to the Star Wars Episode 1 Insider's Guide. Look at some things there. But the one I'm very interested in, and I think we just start with that.
The Jar Jar deep dive?
The Jar Jar deep dive. No. Toonami Clone Wars video game. I had no idea this existed. A Clone Wars video game. Did you know about this? I didn't either. But it's short because it's a flash game, and we're going to go through it. It's kind of interesting, and I think we'll enjoy it. I've played a little bit of it, and I've enjoyed it. And so it's super cool. Blue. Hello, my friend. Yeah, no thank you. We don't want any more visitors, well wishes, or distant relations. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but it's good to see you, my man. Hope all is well. I know these streams are either going to get people like Alex, who've been up since 3 a.m., or they're going to get people on the other side of the world, or people on the East Coast who aren't working right now. Okay, so this is like, the 2003 Clone Wars. And
I did love the 2003 Clone Wars as a kid, though.
yeah,
I just didn't play this game.
it's so cool. And so this, I don't know where exactly this lived, to be honest. And, hello, I'm good. And I thought you'd say Gandalf's line back. What about very old friends? See, man, I love Lord of the Rings, but I'm not a Lord of the Rings nerd. You know, like I recently watched it. I mean, this is how long it's been, even like
almost 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 4 years ago.
That's the last time
and I was watching. I'm like, I realized like I barely remember anything. You know, like I remember a lot, but it's more the action sequences. Like there's stuff I need to like dig into.
I will say, though, about Lord of the Rings, as a kid, they're the only other midnights I went to besides Star Wars. So
Nice.
I did like them, but just For whatever reason, I like Star Wars more.
Yeah, nice.
But I do love Lord of the Rings.
Nice. Okay. 2003 Clone Wars has this Flash video game. There is... I'm not about gatekeeping things. There is a program called Flashpoint where people have been tirelessly archiving all of these Flash things that existed. Like, even for us, like the Star Wars gangsta rap. And...
That doesn't exist anymore?
Well, I mean, it exists on, like, YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Yeah, okay.
Like when Flash died, so much stuff was lost. And there's HTML5 things, but a lot of the problems with like digital is that things go away.
Mm-hmm.
And once they go away, they're gone.
Physical
And when some of these things like live forever on the internet, like our MySpace pages are just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for the better, but they're just gone. And this was one of those games. And you play through a few different levels. What's interesting, like, see Jedi side, dark side. And so you can actually, like, I guess, have like an alternate reality, you know, and this is pretty cool. But let's
good. Someone knows what MySpace is.
Yeah, MySpace. I feel old now. I know, man.
Friend.
This basically what a live stream is it's like a glorified AIM chat on steroids. That's basically what this is. And yeah, you had no idea how you read the Similarian. Is that how you say it? When you had COVID? Dude, yeah, props to you, man. I just had no taste. I think I played a lot of Mario Kart.
We did.
Yeah.
And we rearranged our house and bought new furniture.
I didn't use it because I was a child, but I know of it. Hey, good on you for your parents not letting you have MySpace as a
child.
Okay, so you can't see this because of the way Flashpoint is. But if you could see, there's one thing that was a little weird. I was testing this last night. It's like a wait for printer connection pops up. So apparently, however this Flash game was run, it wanted to know if there was a connection to your printer. Maybe a little sus. But this is like a localized virtualization of all that. So there is no printer. So it's looking for one and then it just eventually gives up. Okay, so Star Wars, Clone Wars, Planetary Forces. Let's go.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, and this is classic Flash. Okay, so Planetary Forces, we might as well read the crawl. The Republic stands on the brink of collapse. Thousands of star systems have joined Count Dooku's separatist movement, sparking the beginning of the Clone Wars. On the banking planet of Moonlist, General Obi-Wan Kenobi clashes with Dirge and his mercenary forces. Meanwhile, on the remote world of Red Attack, Anakin Skywalker faces off against the dark Jedi Asajj Ventress, and on the aquatic planet Mon Calamari, Jedi Kit Fisto leads an assault against Dooku's separatist army. These are the only small battles in a larger... and it got away. I was being like too dramatic in my reading, and it got away. But anyway, I watched the 2003 Clone Wars yesterday for the Clankers. Nice, man.
What's cool though is you can watch that in a day. Like that's the
oh yeah.
cool part. Remember,
Okay.
I got that for Christmas one year. I was so excited. The DVDs.
Okay. Okay, so we can go to a few different places. This is tripping out a little bit. So we can go play against Asajj, Anakin v Asajj. We can play Kit Fisto, like when he's underwater. Mr. Nerd's doing really good. You got like 99%.
Hey, that's an A. So, great work.
Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Dirge. What are you feeling like? I'm
Obi-Wan.
feeling... Okay, there we go.
I just wanted to say it. Anakin.
Okay, Anakin. And I don't remember. I think it tells me the commands on the keyboard. Again with the printer, man. This thing pops up. Obi-Wan. Well, I'm sorry, Blue.
Next time.
Next time. some of these are actually faster than others. And I'm not sure. Yeah, if you look it up, Flashpoint, if you have a Windows computer, it works pretty flawlessly. If you have a Mac, you can make it work, but you have to know a little bit more. Okay. And I don't know if you want to play these or if you just want to watch. This is...
Yeah, I'll just watch. That's too much for me to remember.
Okay. I will say...
I was not good at computer games.
Eventually, I want to get you to play the Star Wars Trilogy arcade game.
Can I have a controller?
That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
But yeah, because you've never played it, and that's like bizarre to me that you've never played that. But to be fair, there's so much stuff. Okay, so jump, and then we have attack, jump, attack, force push, sweep, all right there. It's all good. I remember buying the Anakin versus Saj on my old Nokia flip phone for £2 and would watch it on repeat. Wow. Bro, those were days on those little tiny screens.
Sometimes I wish I could go back to the
What if we get Mrs. Nerds to play KOTOR? Yes. I would also be a little afraid. While I'm playing this, you should tell about... Oh my gosh.
I have played that a long time ago when I was on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it on my
Dang, this is actually kind of hard. Bro, I haven't even touched her.
What do you want me to tell?
Oh, yeah, sorry. She just started being a Saj and going crazy. Look at, I haven't even...
She started being a Saj? I think she's just...
No, like she's crazy. And I'm not getting any headway on her. This is actually difficult. What in the world? Trying to block got me right in the face. Your story of, I don't know, like EverQuest, City Heroes, whatever.
I didn't play EverQuest, but I did play City of Heroes. I was obsessed. Especially during the summer. I had a character because I loved Britney Spears. I had a character and I named her Brit. And I made her look like Britney Spears. And I wanted her to have like a sword because I liked Star Wars and like lightsaber. Like I wanted like that type of combat, not like... I'm not good at like shooters and stuff. It's like the up close combat. A lot of good memories with City of Heroes. Wish I could still play it, but it's not the same anymore.
Well, the reason I had thought about that is maybe with KOTOR, maybe we're in a stalemate right now. That's funny. We're just freaking canceling each other. But maybe maybe with KOTOR you would become obsessive to that same degree.
I probably would.
Go.
Brittany and Dathomir Witch.
When she shaves her head.
Oh, no, let's not talk about Brittany. We can't.
No, don't. I wouldn't say a sensitive subject. She's a huge Britney fan. Let's go. Getting the hang of this. Okay, so basically that jump attack is worthless and I just have to spam this baseball bat swing here.
Oh, yep. I got you, Magneto. Know what you're saying. It's Brittany Witch. Yeah. Oh, yep. I would blast her on CDs too. And I have her first album. I still have it. I saved it. I have it on, what are those even called? Cassettes.
Cassette tapes.
Cassette tape. I have the first Britney album on a cassette tape.
Toxic is stuck in my head forever. Yeah. See, I was already thinking of like a meme edit I could do where it's Michael Scott pulling up and screeching. It's Britney Witch.
Toxic though is like.
Which one's toxic? Is that the bump?
Yeah. I think it's in everyone's like. It did what it was meant to do. God is still talking about it and singing it years later.
It infects your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was actually pretty difficult.
I just entertained the chat talking about Britney Spears. Time to put her in Star Wars.
Hey, I think,
maybe that would bring me back.
I think at this point, man, you can
just put everyone in. I mean, everyone has the Force.
I think they should
She can be one of the witches. That'd be great.
I think what would save Disney Star Wars is just weekly bring in a new celebrity and just let them do whatever they want. Because apparently they brought in Jack Black and Lizzo.
Which I love Jack Black.
I don't know.
I know nothing about Lizzo.
We stopped watching after Book of Boba, so.
But we hear about all the things.
Oh, and it's on YouTube. I can't escape it. I've watched one too many videos. Okay.
Episode 5 of the Acolyte was okay. Good combat, but yeah, Star Wars is not the same. Yeah. So I like what was it? 2 nights ago. I'm like, I want to watch Attack of the Clones. And we just watched it with our son and snuggled, and it was great. And
we skipped a lot.
Good Star Wars.
Jack Black and Brittany can kill Snoke together or something. That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, I'd sign up for a day to watch it.
They should just have a Star Wars Tales, but it's
with celebrities.
But it's Anakin's fever dream nightmare.
Oh.
And it's just celebrities, so it's just celebrities like Jack Black and Brittany killing Snoke instead of Rey and
Anakin
Kylo.
Isn't alive with smoke, whatever it is.
Smoke. It's not alive to give you the smoke. Saber up, saber forward, saber down, up, forward, down.
See, I wouldn't be able to remember all this.
And then force attack. Okay, I mean, seems pretty basic.
Tales of the Empire. I haven't heard anything really about that, so that's probably a good thing.
Up, forward, down. Okay, pretty straight up. Okay, here we go.
Don't smoke ad. Oh yes, don't smoke.
Don't
Not
smoke,
good.
kids.
Don't do it. Not worth it. You should do a reaction to HFP, The Chosen One Remastered. Good Star Wars. What's that?
It's an edit.
I would love to watch it. Smoking makes you dead like Snoke. Yeah, that's quite the ad. Don't buy dust sticks or you'll end up like Snoke. What? Snoke. That's his name.
Imagine if they use that in
Or can we just call him Palpatine?
Schools on Coruscant or something. If they're do you remember those before and after ads where it's meth, not even once, death sticks, not even once, and it shows
Snoke,
your grandpa, and then Snoke all wrinkly and deformed.
Isn't he supposed to be Palpatine?
Or is it clone
of Palpatine?
Yeah, I don't really know. I think so. Okay, I got a little cocky there trying to go after those. That was dumb.
Tales of the Empire is good. If you watched Clone Wars, Happy One Sec is about a Jedi from Clone Wars, and we all wondered what happened to them. Oh,
Kit
nice.
Fisto died.
We love the Clone Wars as of now. I don't know if that'll change the more we get to the EU, but
yeah, I don't know. The more I learn about,
we're not pleased with season 7 of Clone Wars, so we'll probably we're doing the arc by arc watch through right now on our channel. It's gonna probably be another 5 years
at this point.
At this point to finish it, but we're not gonna watch season 7.
Well, and we actually stopped for a little bit. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm getting lit up.
Yeah, we took a long break.
Well, besides that, we just stopped recently. We just restarted it and stopped recently.
Yeah, we didn't want to be a Clone Wars channel.
Because basically we were doing wisdoms and the watch-throughs because those were easy.
But they're both from the Clone Wars.
And then ironically, this is a very different Clone Wars, but...
Which we do like Clone Wars, but we weren't trying to just have Clone Wars content.
We are becoming a Clone Wars channel. My gosh.
I know there's a big fan fiction being written by multiple authors. That's Tales from Mos Espa. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I know this guy's gonna...
Which is about all the pod racers on Boonty Eve.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe not Mosas. Oh, okay. That's really cool. I know, I'm waiting for the end. Wish they did that for the background characters during the OT, but I always wanted that for the prequels. Mrs. Nerd mentioned the Dustic guy, but I always wanted to know if that guy fixed his life. That's a great question. We need his character arc.
I need to use the Force.
You know how we went back and looked at Garadan? We can do that for Dustic's man.
That would be good.
I love the idea.
I'm not playing that one again. That one was stupid difficult.
I can't remember. Did you watch Rebels? Yeah, we like Rebels. We're fine with Rebels still for now. It's a little more...
It's weird.
Easier to like watch with our son. Clone Wars I think is a little much for him sometimes, like maybe a little too intense. Rebels seems he likes Rebels a little bit more, so we like that there's something that actually our son, his favorite is A New Hope, and he's 3.
Okay.
But he can get in on Rebels, so we enjoy. I think what that makes us enjoy Rebels more is it's something that our son enjoys. Hey Matt K.
Hey. Alright, so the Kit Fisto one was stupid hard, so I'm going to do this last one so we can see what the Dirge level looks like, and then we're going to move on from this. This Flash game, it's surprisingly difficult, but Obi-Wan versus Dirge, here we go. Yeah, Rebels is in that weird place because it premiered on Disney XD or whatever, but then it crossed over, and there's a lot of stuff that does point to other stuff I'm not necessarily a fan of, but
for now we like it.
Yeah.
And our son likes it, so it is what it is, and if things change, they change, but we have good memories, and we've watched Rebels
quite a bit. Yeah,
we like it.
Okay, so this one, pretty straight up. Accelerate, brakes, left, right, turbo.
I love the Tales books in the EU. And then I can't see because of the heart. What's the next word he said?
Oh, you can look at the other screen. Mos Eisley, Bounty Hunters, and Jabba's Palace.
Love the Tales books in the EU. Oh, yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Okay.
I'm about to start The Last Command, you guys. I gotta finish the Thrawn trilogy. I got super sick when I was pregnant, so that's why we disappeared for a while, and I wasn't reading anything besides my Bible, so
this is kind of cool.
Here we are.
Okay, so basically I'm just trying to...
Yes, I'm excited to finish it and have read the whole Thrawn trilogy. I've really enjoyed the first 2 books so far, so I'm excited to finish it. And it's just exciting to see Luke and Leia, and yeah, awesome.
And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through... Alright, well, I lost. Oh, it's best out of 3.
Jedi Apprentice.
Yeah, we're going to go through the Jedi Apprentice series.
And then I think I will kind of, I don't know, after that where we'll go, but we obviously like the OT and the prequels, so yeah. This
is what I want to do, and this is kind of part of it. Well, there's things like I'll read individually, but we're also trying to read things together, which can complicate it a little bit. And then we want to talk about it and make videos, so we're trying to
figure out how to make videos about this stuff.
We're just trying now to figure out why did we call it 2 Star Wars nerds? Because then that means 2 people have to go through the same thing at the same time. And how do we do this? We tried the book club thing, and that proved to be way too difficult.
Well, we'll figure it out. If you guys have ideas for how we go through the EU and present it to you guys, that'd be awesome. Okay. Did you know that when Hasbro is releasing the clone... I can't see over there. Oh, the clone...
I'm going to rage quit.
How do you say that? It's too early for me. I-46P.
Which one? Which one?
I-46P.
Oh, did you know that when Hasbro was releasing the clone Juggernaut, they had to rename it to Turbo Tank. Turbo Man, due to another company's ownership of a superhero toy named the Juggernaut. I did not
know. That's really interesting.
I remember watching the 2D Clone Wars in parts each week on the old Star Wars website. Yeah. And leading up to Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were in between like Cartoon Network shows too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I remember watch whatever was on because I didn't care about that, but I wanted to see the Star Wars.
And I think it's a really underrated EU channel. I think it is. I think it's Son of Luke. He just had something about like, I think it's Son of Luke. If not, check him out. He's a great channel. But I think he talked about like a watch order and how he puts the Clone Wars micro series in between episodes 2 and 3 as like part of that watch. I'm like, that's actually a really good idea. But
those are just about the aliens we see in the background of episode 4 and 6. What is?
Not sure. The Tales books.
Okay.
Yeah. I was catching up. I was like hyper focused on losing this game.
Which Thrawn trilogy? With Heir of the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command. Yeah, so that's the one where it'll be my first EU trilogy that I read. Super excited.
Yeah, I see Magneto says Son of Luke is great. He's the news guy. Yeah. You would know, my man. Was it Son of Luke that did a video about putting the 2003 Clone Wars in like a watch order? Was that him or was that not?
Oh, my Jedi Apprentice, you're in for a treat. Yeah, I'm excited. I'd also recommend Jedi Quest, which is about Obi-Wan and Anakin. We were just talking about that when we were watching Attack of the Clones. I was like, I want something in between Phantom Menace and he's like, there is. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to read those.
Yeah.
Because in the elevator scene of Attack of the Clones, they're referencing some mission, and I was like, I want to know more about that.
And let me show you guys something. Oh, I think you think it was someone else. Okay. And hello, aggressively relaxing. I feel like that really describes me. Aggressively relaxing, but
most Star Wars from 1977 to 2012 interests us both. It's just figuring out how do we entertain, I guess, with the books. Because we tried just overarching, like we'll read the book and then we made a video about it. We've tried chapter by chapter. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to go through the EU on our channel.
Because it's essentially...
You were reading before me, because I was still happy, kind of, with Star Wars.
Yeah, and then we had the idea of like...
Where no more.
Of like, let's read together and do it, which was cool. But then we did like the super high level, like one video overarching discussion was a bit...
It was a little overwhelming.
Yeah, because you were saying for you it was hard to remember things.
Yeah. So then we read chapter by chapter, and I literally took notes on every chapter, and that was like kind of intense. Like then that was too much. So we're trying to find that balance.
I'm trying to find some to show you guys.
Nerds of the Force: A Deep Dive into Legends. I like that.
Yeah. Did you ever review the old radio show versions of the OT? Not yet. Those are great, and I actually have a video idea, I suppose, where I want to specifically look at Leia's capture in different forms of EU media. Well, different forms of Star Wars media, I guess, because there's what we see in Star Wars, A New Hope, and it's a little bit different on the radio drama. It's a little bit different in the novelization. And it's a little bit different in the comic. Like, crazy. But the radio dramas are sick.
The stuff that interests Mrs. Nerds less, Mr. Nerds could do on his own. Yeah. But now we're both more interested in both.
Yeah. Then we went I don't know if we said this. Then we went the chapter by chapter book club route.
Times.
Oh, okay. Well, Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give up looking for this. I was looking for a thumbnail to show you guys, but the fire has left.
Son of Luke is great. He's a news guy. I think it was someone else. Okay.
The thumbnail was a Jedi Quest one. I was trying to show, like, I had, like, stuff ready for Jedi Quest, but...
Gone Dark? Yikes, I don't know if that's right. It's shown in those books.
Okay, so I figured we could go...
When I saved you from those nests
of Gundark.
Gundark, okay.
I'd say not chapter by chapter.
Yeah, I was...
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you something. Do you want to, like, read... So, essentially, this is at British Star Wars Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And we did this because I chose this one because it technically came out June 22nd, 1983. So I was like, hey, it came out this week, you know, which is kind of cool. But we could just kind of like look through it, or we could actually like read a comic together. It does two things. It goes through like Return of the Jedi here, just kind of like chapter by chapter almost, you know, which is interesting. And then there's this other story, Fool's Bounty here, which is interesting. I mean, then there's stuff at the end that's like a... Or maybe that's... Yeah, then there's like an Indiana Jones comic, which is random. But what do you think?
I like Indiana Jones.
Well, me too, but...
What are the options?
Return of the Jedi, or... Let's do Fool's Bounty. How about that?
Okay.
So, Fool's Bounty here. This is a story about Luke and Lando and Bosk and IG-88 are coming. And so, yeah, Bosk and IG-88, how did you two find us? It was easy. Every bounty hunter in the system knows you two. Luke and Lando, or Luke Skywalker and Lando Calrissian. We guessed you'd come here to our headquarters looking for your friend Han Solo, thinking it was him imprisoned in that block of carbonite steel behind you. So they're trying to break him out. Okay. But it's not him. It was a trap.
Dun dun dun.
Let's zoom in so we can
so
we can all see this together. I've never even met that creature in the carbonite. Who is he? It doesn't matter. All that matters now is you're going to end up the same way he has. Oh no, they're not. Who are you? Rick Duel and Danny.
Danny boy.
Danny boy. Lucky for you, we realized we'd lost you and followed your trail here, Luke. I'd say we arrived just in time. See, I probably should know who these people are. That's a Zeltron, the pink lady. Don't worry, we're here now to protect you. No one's going to harm you. As cute as... Wait, no one's going to harm you as cute as you... What? No one's going to harm any... Oh, there we go. No one's going to harm anyone as cute as you while I have anything to say about it. It's too early for me to read this. Luke.
As cute as you?
She's saying he's cute. She's like, I'm not letting somebody... Oh, I realize now I can't see the... How's this? There we go. Luke, I appreciate... There we go. Luke, I appreciate the last-minute rescue, but who are these people? Friends of Chido, the guy in the carbonite block. It's him they're here to rescue. Oh. Now Hey, what are you... Who taught you to jump like that? I can't talk like Bosk. The same person who gave me this. Vroom. A lightsaber. You've destroyed my blaster. Hey,
watch it, guys.
Watch it, you guys. That straight blaster fire can't be doing old Chido much good. Well, it's probably not doing him much harm either. That carbonite keeps him trapped in hibernation, but he could hardly ask for better protection. Blast you. Hold still. Well, that takes about care of these bounty hunters. Now we can see to transporting your friend in the block out of here. Do something, you stupid clutch of circuits. There'll be no profit in this for either of us if all of our trophies escape. Bosk, we mechanical beings have resources not available to you. Organics, observe. And they start screeching. What is it? It hurts. Turn it off. Okay. Oh yeah, then there's some fan drawings. Always fun. Always gotta keep resizing this. We heard the droid signal. What do you want? Them. Get them for us. Uh-oh, the alarm called up the reinforcements. We'd better get out of here. Sounds good to me. Grab her. Rick, I've got her. Get him. Pile on. Don't let him get away. My name's Danny. What's yours? What? Did I miss something? They know each other. Okay. Just gotta resize these. A few twists and turns down these alleys and those scum suckers will never be able to find us. We can head back to my place and regroup. Did everyone make it okay? Or make it away okay? Lando? Danny? Rick? They didn't make it. Huh? We have to go back for them. Luke, don't be stupid. You and I were lucky once, but I doubt we'd be lucky twice. Go back there now, and it's a sure thing you'll end up frozen in a block of carbonite. Take your hands off me. I'm not going to waste time thinking about my own safety. Not if it means sacrificing our 2 friends. 3 of our friends. We left Cheeto back there too. Had you forgotten, or don't you care? We are going to come back. We're going to come back for them, aren't we? Of course we are, as soon as we can come up with a plan. Something good and sneaky. Leave that stuff to me. It's my specialty. Good old Rick. Hey, Rick. It's funny, his name is Rick. Hey, Rick.
Danny.
Rick and Danny. You've been here on Stenos for a while. Could you tell me something? Sure. Well, the Snaxes aren't exactly the most tolerant creatures I've ever met. Doesn't it bother them at all that the empires of bounty hunters are operating here in their capital? Kid, last time I tried to put something over on those big-winged Duglies, I caught on to just how mean and nasty they are. But I figured something else out, too. They don't care what we off-worlders do to each other, so as long as we don't mess with them or our culture. No one's ever... Yeah. Them or their culture. No one's ever figured out what motivates them. And what motivates you? I seem to remember you and Danny and Cheeto posing as both rebels and Imperials, and then double-crossing everybody to make a profit. This time you seem to be sincere about helping the rebellion. Why the change of heart? What happened to Cheeto and Solo is part of it. The rest is simple economics. When everybody is governed by a big monolithic power structure, the free enterprise system has to break down. You cheat somebody and wind up dead or enslaved or trapped in carbonite because your friend's victims got friends in high places. The galaxy won't be a safe place for con men to operate in until we wipe out that kind of abuse. Wait, I've got to use the comlink to contact the ship. Lando and I left Chewbacca and one of the droids there. We thought we'd found Han and told them we'd be back soon. They must be wondering what's become of us and getting worried by now.
To be continued.
Bum bum bum.
Do they make it?
I don't know. I'm a little invested in Rick and Danny now. But wanted to showcase this. Maybe it's 6 a.m. and you're like, I did not ask for a British comic from 1983. But I just find this super interesting because it's just a totally different way and era to experience Star Wars. Where, like, you're getting this weekly.
That's pretty cool.
How to eat your cereal in the morning, 101. Listen and watch to 2 Star Wars nerds read EU. Yeah, there we go. And good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
But yeah, it's just, to me, it's so crazy because it's like they're waiting and watching for these serial comics to come in, and I just love the kind of the pulp nature of these comics as well. It's super cool. But let's check out this Star Wars Gamer magazine next. This thing is pretty cool.
Boba Fett. I didn't do it.
Boba Fett.
he gets mad at me when I do that.
Okay. Luke's great-grandson, Cade Skywalker from the Legacy comic, dates one. A Zeltron. Cade's girlfriend's name is Delilah Blue. I think these are set during the 6 months after Empire. Nice.
So, yeah, obviously before Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. But, yeah, you know, and I don't know. Maybe I should know who Rick and Danny are, but...
Or noobs.
Noobs, yeah.
Noobs.
Okay, so this is a super cool magazine to go through.
We can do a deep dive on Rick and Danny, too.
The deep dive nobody asked for. Rick and Danny. Let's see. Okay.
I'm gonna go check the baby.
Okay, go check the baby. So, in these Star Wars gamer magazines, so what's really cool is this, like, it's even talking about, like, if I zoom in, right, like, I know I didn't zoom in much, but you see, like, even like right here, it's not highlightable, but it's talking about Wizards of the Coast. So if you get into like, if it's like I said, it's like a D20 game, like a Star Wars RPG, like Wizards of the Coast. Those are those like tabletop RPG games, right? Dungeons and Dragon type. I really haven't gotten into Wizards of the Coast. I'm more interested in like West End games. And those are D6 games. I've been trying to figure out how to play it, honestly. But I've been more interested in the West End games RPG guides to be able to like just deep dive into lore. Like, they're insane. They're so cool. And so these gamer magazines, they would talk about video games and stuff, and they would talk about some lore. But I'll show you some things that are really cool. So instead of me scrolling, so they would also have short stories, right? That's not the short story, but they would have like, okay, so this is like a short story. I haven't read it, Starfighter Trap. So it's about, who knows? Looks like Queen Amidala, Royal Naboo, Security Force, all sorts of stuff. But there's some really cool stuff that's in these short stories. So there's 2 of them in this one. There's this very long one. I'm still scrolling. There's that one, Starfighter Trap. And then there's also a Lando one, Fair Prey. So these are pretty cool. But then there are things like this, which I was looking at, actually reading together. But for time's sake, we might just pick some of this apart. But there's this whole section on understanding the Jedi Code. And it's written from the perspective of Mace Windu. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool, and maybe people know where all this stuff comes from, or if it's original to this, but I think this stuff's pretty awesome. But then, when it gets to the gaming side of things, you'll have things like this. So for like Wizards of the Coast, these tabletop RPGs, if you're thinking of Dungeons and Dragons and you're doing this kind of stuff, right? You could like go through Duel of the Fates, and they would like create this way for you to actually go through it, in a tabletop RPG setting. And so, yeah, you can see like okay, like Obi-Wan takes the action, here's like what happens, here's the points, and here's all that cool stuff. So it's pretty cool. And then you can actually get into like the different RPG points in terms of strength and dexterity and all that. So maybe people who've actually done that stuff could enlighten me a little bit more about how to get into it. So we have friends who want to go through West End games, like true RPG stuff with us. And I have been designated as the game master. But the problem is, I've literally never even played one. Nobody has. And I guess I'm just the nerdiest one, or the one most likely to just dive deep and figure it out and figure out all the rules and stuff. So I've been watching a lot of videos. This has been like a year trying to figure this out. Been watching a lot of videos, trying to figure out how to do like a solo play of one of these tabletop RPGs. And then from there, I will actually, after I do some solo play stuff, then I'll bring people in and we'll try it out. I don't know. Got the books. Got some campaigns. Got some ideas. Yeah. Game Master. LFG. Yeah. I mean, you are a good wizard, dude. Thanks, man. Yeah. I am impressed by Game Masters. Because when I was reading about what they do, and it was like talking about how to give people a first campaign and good, and like the scenarios they set up, and how to keep action moving, and how to have like real consequences and choices and storytelling, and like there's campaigns that exist, but like essentially we've thought about like if we can make all of our own characters that are long lasting, that would be super cool. And if this is one of those things that go on for like years, you know. Anyway. But in these, then it goes into things like this, which is super cool. When it gets into like ship building, like if I zoom back out so we can see this even a little better, like full page. So then it goes into, I don't know if this is the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, it is. I mean, I knew from the shape, right? But I wasn't sure if it was like the Millennium Falcon or if it was just another whatever Corellian starship. But so then it goes into things like this. Oh, she's coming with the baby. With the youngling. With the little baby. Hi.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. He's pretty chill. He's usually just happy.
His brother's right next to him, and he was getting a little chatty, so I was like, I don't want to wake up his
Yeah, we don't want him to wake them both up. Yeah, so then it would get into things like this for this RPG magazine, where it's like cool. Breaking down how the ships are set up, and you get to kind of figure out, and it's kind of telling you like, hey, here's for NPCs, for player characters, here's where you can have them, here's how you can have them interact, things like that. Like, pretty cool, you know, especially like this stuff here is what's important when you get into like defense points, shield points, hull points, because you're thinking about damage taken, all of this, like, yo, this is nuts. And then naming your ship.
That's cool.
Like, this would be like if, like, even if we, oh, maybe I shouldn't do birthday because then I'm gonna show my birthday, but yeah, you could pick some cool things here. But then I don't even know what this one's about. Oh, this looks like it's aliens from the Marvel comic series, which I don't know if that was technically the Marvel series that we were just reading. I don't think so. But then let me show you guys one more thing. Oh, a few more things, I guess. This would be a cool one. You can actually do like pod racing here in these tabletop RPGs. So if it's like, okay, you're gonna pod race, right, and see who's gonna win. See, this is the stuff where it's like, yo, I want to get into this, but it's like, I don't know that I can. Like, it's pretty wild. And then it goes into, again, just like okay, like if you have Anakin's pod racer, like they give you these like printouts of like, here's how you can actually track your damage, and you can see like what place you are lap by lap. I don't know, pretty awesome stuff.
That's
and then
cool.
let me show you guys. There's a few different even stories in here.
I just saw like how big Sebulba's pod racer is compared to
yeah,
Anakin's. It's huge.
I'd pod race if Sebulba wasn't such a cheat. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of stories in here. But I wanted to highlight this. This is pretty cool. Where is it? So then there's just this blast from the past where it says it's going to talk about Starfighter, right? It's a little blurry, but still. It's going to talk about Starfighter, Demolition, that's crazy, Battle for Naboo, Obi-Wan, and then Monkey Island 4 and Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, because it's Lucasfilm or whatever, LucasArts. But yeah, for me, it's just so nostalgic to like look back at this stuff and be like, man, this is crazy. Could this just be the Cinnamon Toast Crunch talking, or just hyped to see it? But now I want to yell, like, this is pod racing. Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and I know now I'm scrolling way up, but this is cool. And the missus and I will have to make a video on, if I can find it again, on this. This is what we were going to read today. Understanding the Jedi Code from Mace Windu. Super cool, because there's a lot of good stuff in here. Did you ever play Star Wars Racer 2 on PS2? Anakin comes back for another race against the Boba. Yeah, because that was just Star Wars Racer, huh? I did, but I mean, a friend had it, so I don't really remember it. Good time to play it though, because I played the one for N64, but then also the like arcade one, you know, where you like sit down and do that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, and I don't remember that. But there was one more thing we were thinking about, but I'm wondering if it's the wisest with the baby. Let me do this, actually. You know what? Call a little audible here. I want to show you guys something cool. Hi. Is his eye all scratched up?
Yes.
Oh, he scratched up his eye. Yeah, that Pod Racer arcade was cool. Okay, let me actually show you guys something. This is a little bit of a left turn, but this will be cool. Okay, so I'm not just trying to show you OBS. I'm gonna show you Flashpoint here. Charlie, I'm definitely rewatching this tonight after I get home. Thanks for everything, guys. Have a great day, all. You too, Charlie. May the Force be with you. This thing is funny. The sequel. It's like a sequel debacle thing. You can like feed it stuff about like who would direct certain things in the sequels, and it's pretty funny. Okay, so Flashpoint, like I had said, is a Shockwave HTML5 like archive thing. So I just wanted to show you guys this before we sign off. So it's pretty cool because there's all sorts of stuff here. So there's these like random little like Lego Star Wars games, even, you know, that were like, and sometimes people are really good about saying like where it came from. Like they don't say here, but even this like online blaster battle. Like, never even heard of some of these things. I mean, there's some Rebel stuff, some Clone Wars, Galaxy of Heroes. I'm not sure. Okay, so just some kind of like top-down puzzle RTS kind of thing. Then a whole just like Rogue Squadron, but it was a Flash edition, you know? Or even like, if you remember that little show, like the Yoda Chronicles, that Lego Star Wars one. Like, apparently there was a game. Like, this is a pretty cool place. Like, if you can get, I mean, Flashpoint, it's not like complicated. You can install this, look through things. There's all sorts of things. If you were around in those like Flash, or I mean even like some newer stuff like HTML5, but yeah, if you're around in those Flash days, this is a good little place to look into. But there's even like, if you're into Chopper, there's a Chopper game. You know, apparently the Flash version of The Force Unleashed 2. Oh, this is just like a collector's edition. I was like, dang, that's pretty crazy to have a Flash edition of it. Star Wars quizzes. Oh, this is super cool too. Yeah, Return to the CSS. Angry Birds, Star Wars. So, this is something super cool that we'll get into eventually. All sorts of fun stuff just to kind of geek out about the past, you know. My recommendation is, after Thrawn Trilogy and Jedi Apprentice, maybe Jedi Quest, to take a break from novels and go through comics together. That would be cool, man. Yeah, I've read I've read a good amount of Jedi Quest. But then I had stopped to shift to read things together. Yeah, we're just still figuring it out. I'd recommended KOTOR, the Clone Wars stuff, and then maybe old Marvel comics, and maybe return to post-return after comics are quicker. Yeah, for sure. You know, one thing I've actually really wanted to do was, because it's a little convoluted to me, really dive into the Clone Wars multimedia project. I've really wanted to get into that and kind of see, like, yo, what exactly is going on? There's a lot to understand, and there's a lot to work through. But yeah, I've wanted to get into those and figure that out. But I'm not in a rush. And I know that there's a lot. But essentially, if I wanted to almost not make like a guide, but just internally just be like, here is everything about how to navigate it and have it make sense. Yeah, you can certainly, yeah, it's just a lot. Comic shows, novels, short stories. Yeah. And I don't know if there's like a definitive guide that someone has, that would be sweet. But yeah, and this is including 08. Yeah, and that's where things get complicated. But I guess when it boils down to it, the thing I'm most interested in is the Clone Wars multimedia project and how TCW fits in that. And I just hear this a lot, and you and I have talked about this, Alex, about, or I've asked you, maybe not talked, but just backing up this whole TCW as Comp Nor propaganda thing. It's very interesting to me. Very interesting. But anyway, with that, there were some other things we were going to look at. But I think for the time being, since we have a little one and he's hooting and hollering, I am going to go pull some dad duty. But we're going to look at trying to do these every Wednesday morning and see how it goes. But anyway, with that, we are two Star Wars nerds, even though she's out there, and may the Force be with you always.
This concludes our broadcast. Thanks for watching Two Star Wars Nerds.